Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're exploring something absolutely mind-blowing. Think about it. For thousands of years, farming has basically been a giant game of guesswork, right? Hoping the rain falls, guessing if crops are healthy. But today, we are literally building a translation device to secure our global food supply. We're finally cracking a hidden code to understand the invisible language of the natural world.
Okay, let's dive into this. What if plants could actually talk? Imagine if, instead of waiting for your entire crop to wither and turn yellow before you even realize there's a problem, the plants could just tell you, hey, I'm thirsty, or I'm sick, or I need more nutrients. Well, here's the crazy part. They are talking. They've been communicating this entire time, just not in a way we could ever see or hear.
See, out in the wild, plants are essentially these complex biological optical systems. They're constantly broadcasting their stress, their thirst, and their sickness in a language of completely invisible light. Their leaves reflect, absorb, and transmit light based entirely on their internal health. But they emit these hidden spectral signatures in infrared, ultraviolet, and thermal wavelengths. Our human eyes simply aren't wired to process that. For all of human history, we've been completely blind to their signals. Until right now.
Section 1. Seeing Beyond Green. Let's look at how we're upgrading agriculture now that we aren't limited by human vision.
So, the crucial point is really understanding the stark contrast between traditional farming and multispectral farming. Traditional farming relies purely on human sight, which makes it totally reactive. By the time a farmer actually sees a brown, crispy leaf, the cellular damage is already done. It might be way too late to save that crop. But multispectral farming relies on those invisible spectral signatures we just talked about. It's inherently predictive. It actually allows us to catch stress and disease days or even weeks before any visible symptoms ever show up. It's a total game changer.
Section 2. The science of plant light. We need to zoom in and look at the microscopic level here.
To really wrap our heads around this, we have to look intimately at the cellular level. This is where a plant's chlorophyll concentration, its water content, and its actual cellular structure dictate exactly how it interacts with light. And the hardware that acts as our translation device for all this, it's called multispectral vision. Essentially, this is the process of capturing and analyzing images of plants at different wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum, extending way beyond the ordinary red, green, and blue light our normal cameras pick up. And the best part? We aren't just trapping these advanced sensors in a lab. They are actively being mounted on drones soaring over fields, satellites up in orbit, the smartphone in your pocket, and even autonomous tractors rolling through the dirt. Take a look at this spectrum breakdown. Multispectral sensors detect that visible RGB light, sure, but they also pull in near-infrared, the red edge, thermal, and shortwave infrared. Now, why does this matter so much for our global food supply? Because healthy vegetation strongly reflects near-infrared light. If a plant gets water stressed, bam, that infrared reflectance drops immediately. Or, say a leaf gets infected with a fungal disease, it will actually start showing abnormal thermal patterns long before the leaf ever physically changes color. The invisible light literally tells the whole story.
Section 3. The AI decoder ring. Because capturing this light is really only half the battle. We actually need to translate it. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we actually make sense of all this data. Staring at raw thermal or infrared imagery isn't exactly helpful to a farmer trying to manage 1,000 acres, you know? We need a decoder ring. Look at these mathematical vegetation indices right here in the table. Take NDDI, for example. By taking near-infrared, subtracting red light, and then dividing by their sum, we get this highly precise measurement of plant health and photosynthetic activity. Higher values literally mean healthier plants. Then you have GNDVI, which swaps red for green to closely monitor chlorophyll and nitrogen levels. And SAVI, it even adjusts for the background soil if you're looking at an area with really sparse vegetation. So these formulas essentially demystify the science. They transform raw, invisible spectral information into concrete, actionable intelligence for the farm. And honestly, this is where the true revolution kicks into high gear. Deep learning AI transforms all this multispectral data from simple, colorful images into highly intelligent agricultural decisions. We're talking about advanced computational models here, things like convolutional neural networks and hyperspectral attention networks. These models can process millions of data points to automatically learn the complex hidden spectral patterns associated with a specific disease, a drought, or a nutrient deficiency. Think of the sensor as highly sensitive eyes, and the AI as the brilliant brain instantly interpreting exactly what it's seeing. Section 4. Transforming modern farming. Let's look at how this AI decoder ring is being practically applied on farms today. So, how is this brilliant brain actually putting food on our tables? There are 5 major ways multispectral vision is completely altering precision agriculture right now. First up, early plant disease detection. This means finding fungal or viral infections, like wheat rust, early enough to actually prevent total crop loss. Second is precision irrigation and water stress monitoring, which is absolutely vital given our increasing global water scarcity. Third, nutrient deficiency detection. This lets farmers know exactly where their soil lacks nitrogen. Fourth is yield prediction and crop monitoring, giving us super accurate forecasting for food security. And fifth, weed and pest detection. Across the board, these applications are allowing farmers to drastically reduce crop loss while simultaneously slashing your chemical and water usage. It's a huge win-win. Let's move to and see how this builds in the real world. Check out this specific workflow. Step 1, a drone flies over a field, capturing incredibly high-resolution multispectral data. Step 2, the AI instantly analyzes that data to identify the distinct spectral signatures of invasive weeds versus the actual valuable crops. Step 3, that intelligence is beamed straight down to autonomous precision sprayers on the ground. These things act like agricultural snipers. They target only the specific weed plants. So instead of just blanketing an entire field in harsh chemicals, we treat only the exact problem area. This significantly reduces herbicide use and cuts down on environmental damage. Of course, like any massive technological shift, it's not all perfectly smooth sailing. There are definitely hurdles. Current challenges include the really high upfront cost of these advanced sensors, plus the massive data processing power you need to actually handle all this imagery. You also need huge AI training datasets for the algorithms to learn from. Plus, things like environmental noise and weather variability can mess with the spectral readings, and honestly, there's just a lack of standardization across the whole industry right now. But here's the good news. Rapid advancements in edge computing, cloud tech, and the development of cheaper sensors are rapidly chipping away at these barriers. This predictive power is getting more and more accessible every single year. Section 5. The future of food. Let's scale this up to look at the global infrastructure. We've looked at the leaf, the drone, and the farm. Now let's zoom all the way out. This technology is merging with massive global infrastructure, including satellites like Sentinel-2 and Landsat, to allow for worldwide, real-time food security planning. Because of this incredible global scaling, the farms of the coming decade are going to function like intelligent biological networks. Just imagine it. AI-powered robotic farming ecosystems where every single plant is continuously monitored. We're talking wearable plant sensors, advanced hyperspectral imaging, and creating complete digital twins of massive crops entirely in the cloud. Every plant will instantly communicate its condition through spectral data, and AI will interpret it in real time to perfectly optimize its growth. It's almost sci-fi, but it's happening. And this brilliantly illustrates our ultimate takeaway today. This fusion of multispectral sensing, AI, remote sensing, and edge computing. It isn't just an incremental improvement to how we farm. It is a fundamental redefinition of humanity's relationship with plants. It's the bedrock for the future of global food production. We are finally transforming our food supply from a fragile system based on guesswork into an incredibly robust system of precise, intelligent interaction. Which brings us to a final, pressing question. As climate change, population growth, and global food demand dramatically intensify in the coming years, will multispectral plant vision become the critical key to our planetary resilience? Can we learn to speak the language of light fast enough to save our future? It's a fascinating space to watch as we figure this out together. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.